Hello students, we are doing chapter number 4, measures of dispersion. So today we will see standard deviation for the combined group. Standard deviation of combined group. So in the last lecture I have given some idea regarding this. Likewise we have done for the arithmetic mean. Similarly we have the combined standard deviation, that is for more than one sample. So suppose that there are two groups of size n1 and n2 having the arithmetic mean x1 bar, x2 bar, and their corresponding standard deviations are sigma 1 and sigma 2 respectively. Then the mean of the combined group is, as we have seen in the previous chapter, the combined mean, the formula for the combined mean is given. It is denoted by xc, arithmetic mean for the combined group, and the formula is, we have seen this formula in the last chapter. This is n1 into x1 bar, that is n1 into arithmetic mean for the first, plus n2 into arithmetic mean for the second, divided by n1 plus n2. So this is the formula for the combined mean for two groups, right? Now we will see the next formula, which is a combined standard deviation. Okay, so before that we'll require two terms in that formula. We will see that two terms first. So let d1 is x1 minus xc bar. So from the arithmetic mean of the first group, we will subtract the combined mean and we will form this d1, and d2 is x2 bar minus xc bar. So if you subtract xc from the arithmetic mean of the second group, you will get d2. And hence, therefore, the formula for the combined standard deviation is given by sigma c. It is denoted by sigma c, which is equal to under root of n1 sigma 1 square plus d1 square. Okay, so d1 is, we have calculated d1 here. So the d1 is x1 minus xc bar, okay, plus n2 sigma 2 square plus d2 square divided by n1 plus n2. Okay, so the d2 is x2 bar minus xc bar. Sigma 2 is given to us, sigma 1 is also given to us. They are standard deviation for the first and the second group respectively. So this is the formula for the combined standard deviation. Now we will see some problem based on this. So I am doing problem number 6, which is given on page number 4.10, and the problem is a group of 50 items have a mean and a standard deviation 61 and 8 respectively. So the sample size for the first group is given as, it is equals to 50. So we will take n1 as 50, and its mean and the deviation is given as, that means x1 bar is given 61 and the sigma 1 is given 8. Okay, so this is the information for the first group. Another group of 100 observation has a mean and standard deviation 70 and 9 respectively. So the group size, the sample size for the second group is 100. Its arithmetic mean is 70 and its standard deviation is 9 respectively. Find the mean and the standard deviation for the combined group. Okay, so first of all we have to find out the combined mean, and then we have to find combined standard deviation. So for the combined mean, we have the formula xc is equals to n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2. So we will substitute all these given information in this formula. So the n1 is equals to 50 into x1 bar is given as 61 plus n2 is given as 100, x2 is given as 70 divided by n1 plus n2, 50 plus 100, that is 150. So you can do this calculation on calculator. So you will get the answer as it is equals to 67. After calculating this part, you will get the combined mean is equals to 67. Now we will calculate D1 and D2. So the D1 will be, it is equals to x1 minus xc, and D2 is equals to x2 bar minus xc bar. Okay. So the x1 is equals to 61 minus, this is 67. So we will get this as minus 6, and here D2 as 70 minus 67, which is equals to 3. So we have got D1 as minus 6 and D2 as 3. Now we will use the formula for standard deviation. Therefore, the combined standard deviation is given by under root of n1 sigma 1 square plus d1 square, n2 sigma 2 square plus d2 square divided by n1 plus n2. Okay. So the n1 is equals to 50 into sigma 1 square is 60. Sigma 1 is 8. Actually it is given as sigma 1 is 8. So 8 square, that means it is 64, plus d1 we have got minus 6. But minus 6 square it will be 36. Plus n2 is equals to 100 into sigma 2 square is given as, sigma 2 is 9. Therefore sigma 2 square is 81, plus, and here d2 is equals to 3. So 3 square, that means 9, divided by n1 plus n2 is 150. Therefore, after calculating this, you will get this is 50 into 100 plus 100 into this is 90 divided by 150. So the final answer is 9.6609. You can cross check it with calculator. Okay. So this is the combined standard deviation. Now we will take another example where the combined mean is given, okay, and the another thing is unknown to us, that we will see. So it is problem number 7, page 4.11. The mean weight of a 150 students is 60 kg. Mean weight of a 150 students is a 60 kg. The mean weight of a boys is 70 kg. Okay. So the mean weight of a 150 students means here the total number of students, that means n1 plus n2 is 150, out of which girls and boys will be there. Okay. So the total number of students are 150, and the mean for this, mean for the total number of students, that means it is a combined mean, right? So therefore the combined mean is given as 60 kg. The mean weight of a boys, the mean weight of a boys is 70 kg. Okay. So the mean weight of a boys, that means the first group x1, which is equals to 70 kg. Okay. And with a standard deviation 10 kg. So the sigma 1 is 10 kg. For the girls, mean weight is 55 kg. That means x2 bar is equal to how much? It is 55 kg, and the standard deviation is, that is sigma 2 is given as 15 kg. Find the number of boys and the combined standard deviation. Okay. So here we have got a total number of students is 150. Okay. And out of which boys are there and girls are there. So the combined mean for them is 60 kg. X1, that is the mean weight for the boys, is 70 and the standard deviation is a 10. Mean weight for the girls is 55 and the sigma 2 is 15 kg. Now we have to find out the N1 and N2. First, number of boys. Okay, we have to find the number of boys so that we will get the number of girls automatically, and we have to find the combined standard deviation. So for that, here see, we have xc is given to us, right? X1 is given to us and x2 is given to us. So if we find out the formula, if we use the formula for the combined arithmetic mean, see, what is the formula for the combined arithmetic mean? Xc bar is n1 x1 plus n2 x2 divided by n1 plus n2, right? So from here we will get one equation, as this is known to us, n1 plus n2, this is also known to us and this is also known to us. So we will put all the values in that. So x is 60, n1 is unknown, x1 is 70, n2 is unknown, x2 bar is 55 divided by 150. Okay, so we will shift this term here. So this is 150 into 60 is equals to n1 70 plus n2 55. Okay. Now instead of substituting its value, just keep it as it is, n1 plus n2. Okay, so here also it will be 60 times n1 plus 60 times n2. Now shift here, so this is 60 n1 minus n1 70, and which is equals to n2 55 minus here 60 n2. So out of 60 minus 70, it will be minus 10 n1, and here it will be minus 5 n2. Now minus minus will get cancelled, 5 ones are 5 twos are. So we have got one relation, that is n2 is equals to 2 times n1. Okay, we have got one relation between n1 and n2. Now we will use n1 plus n2 is equals to 150, which is given to us, right? It is given. So therefore n1 n2 is what? 2 times n1. Okay, so n1 as it is, instead of n2 we will substitute 2 times n1, which is equals to 150. That is n1 plus 2 times n1 is 3, n1 is equals to 150. So 3 ones are 3 5s are. So the n1 is 50. So we have got the number of boys is 50. Therefore total number of students 150. Therefore the number of girls will be 100, right? So the now n1 and n2 is clear. It is known for us. Now for the combined mean, we will require d1 and d2. Okay. So the first of all, we will find out the d1 and d2. So what is the formula for the d1? d1 is equals to x1 bar minus xc, which is equals to 70 minus 60, 10. So the d1 is 10 and d2 is x2 minus xc bar. So x2 is 55 minus xc bar is 60, which is equals to minus 5. Okay. Therefore, the formula for the combined standard deviation is n1 sigma 1 square plus d1 square, n2 sigma 2 square plus d2 square divided by n1 plus n2, which is equal to n1 is equal to how much? 50. Sigma 1 is given as 10 square, so it will be what? 100, plus d1 is also 10, so square, that means it is 100, plus n2 is equal to how much? n2 it is 100. Sigma 2 square, it is given as 15, 15, right? So its square, so it will be 225, and plus d2 is minus 5, so that is 25, divided by n1 plus n2 is 150. So if you do all this calculation, you will get the answer sigma as 15.2753 kg. Okay, so if you do this calculation part on calculator, you will get the combined standard deviation is 15.27. Okay. Now we will see another example, problem number 8, page number 4.12. Okay, so the problem is the mean and the standard deviation of the 10 observation were 9.5 and 2.5. So the mean for the first number of observation, that is 10, it is equals to 9.5 and the standard deviation is 2.5. If one more observation with the value 15 is included in the group, okay, so only one observation is included in the group, so the size will be 10 plus 1, which is equals to 11. Okay, this is the size of n2 and its value is 15. Okay, then we have to obtain the standard deviation and the mean for the combined group. So here only it is given that the one more observation is added into this. Okay, so what will be its mean? Okay, so the mean will be, see here only in not 11, it will be 1, n2 will be 1, not 11, because only one observation is there in the second sample. Okay, so the n2 is 1 and its value is 15. The value of the observation is a 15. So what will be its arithmetic mean? It will be 15 divided by 1, that is 50. Average will be 15. Okay, because only one value is there. And we have seen one note which is given on page number 4.9. If the observation contain only one value, or if there is only one observation in the data, then the standard deviation is 0 for that. So here we have only one value in the data, therefore the standard deviation will be 0. Okay. Now we have all the values with us. Now we can find out the arithmetic mean for the combined group and the standard deviation. So for the combined group, it is n1 x1 bar, n2 x2 bar divided by n1 plus n2, which is equals to n1 is 10 into x1 is 9.5 plus n2 is 1, x2 is 15 divided by n1 plus n2, 10 plus 1 is 11. Okay, so its answer is equals to 10. If you do this on calculator, you will get the answer as 10. Now we will calculate d1. d1 is x1 minus xc bar. So what is your x1? It is 9.5 minus xc is 10. So it is minus 0.5. What is d2? It is x2 bar minus xc bar. x2 bar is 0 minus xc bar is xc is 10. So it is minus 10. Okay. Sorry, x2 bar is 15, not 0. So answer it is equals to 5. Therefore, the standard deviation for the combined group is n1 sigma 1 square d1 square plus n2 sigma 2 square n2 d2 square divided by n1 plus n2, which is equal to n1 is equals to 10, sigma 1 is equals to 2.5 whole square, so it is 6.25 plus d1 square is d1 is equals to minus 0.5, therefore its square is 0.25 plus n2 is equals to 1, sigma 2 square is 0 plus sigma d2 square is 25 divided by n1 plus n2, that is 11. Okay, so the final answer you will get as, after taking square root and all, 2.8604. Okay, now this is about the combined standard deviation. Now we will take one more example which is commonly asked in your examination for the comparing. Okay, so I am taking example number 4.1, which is given on page number 4.12. It is very important example as exam points of view. So the question is given as, the number of runs scored by the cricketers A and B in a 5 test matches are shown below. Okay, so there are 2 cricketers A and B and their scores given as 5, 40, 20, 35, 90, 60, 76, 62, 102 and 58, 90, 76, 6, 42, 108, 30, 20, 30, 16 and 20. Okay. The question is, which cricketer is a better in average, and the second one, which cricketer is a more consistent. Okay. So for the average के लिए we have to calculate mean, okay, arithmetic mean, and for the consistency we will calculate coefficient of variation. Always remember this, if you have got this type of question in your exam, okay, then you have to go, if it is asked to find out the average, then you have to go for the mean, and if it is asked for the consistency, then you have to always find out the coefficient of variation. Okay, and for the coefficient of variation you will require standard deviation. Now we'll do this problem. So first of all we will find out the mean of A. Okay, so the arithmetic mean of A, it is equals to summation of all observation divided by n. So the n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. N is equals to 10 and summation of all x. So if we have to calculate all these x, so it's better you first draw a column. So first this is the observation. A, B. A is 5, 40, 5, 20, 90, 76, 102, 96, 108, 20 and 60. And for the B, it is 40, 35, 60, 62, 58, 76, 42, 30, 30 and 20. Okay. Now we require summation of this for finding the arithmetic mean. Okay. So the summation of exercise are given as 53, 533, and the summation of B is given as 4, 53. Okay. Now after this is your x, this is y. Suppose this is your x, this is your y. Now we will need x square and y square and its summation as well. Okay. So for that we will take summation of each exercise. Okay, and we will write over here. So summation of square of 5, 25, 400, okay, 80, 100. I am doing squares of exercise. Then 76, 76, 5, 7, 6. Then 102, 102. It is 10404. Then 90 into 90, 80, 100, 36, 108 multiplied by 108, 11664, 20, it is 416, 256. So we will calculate, we will add all these values. 25 into 400 plus 8100, 5776 plus 10404 plus 8100 plus 36 plus 11664 plus 400 plus 256. It is 45161. Okay. Now we will calculate y squares. Okay. So 40 it is 1600. 35 into 35, 1225, 3600, 62 multiplied by 62, 3844, 58 multiplied by 58, 3364, 76 multiplied by 76, 5776, 42 multiplied by 42, it is 1764, 900, 900 and 400. Now we'll add all these values. 1600, 1225 plus 3600, 3844 plus 3364 plus 5776 plus 1764 plus 900 plus 900 and plus 400. It is 23373. The summation are 23373. Okay. So now we will require mean of A. Mean of A, which is x bar, summation of x upon n. So what is the summation? It is summation of x is 533 upon n is 10. So it is 53.3. Now what is mean of B? It is, okay, instead of finding mean of B, first of all we will find the standard deviation for the A only. Okay, that will be better for us. So the formula for the standard deviation of A, I am denoting it by sigma A. It is under root of summation of x square upon n minus summation of x upon n the whole square, that is mean square. Okay. So the answer is, it is equals to summation of x squares is 45161 divided by 10 minus, and the mean square, that means 53.3 the whole square. So after calculating this, you will get mean as 40.9293. So we have got average of A is 40.9293. Now also we will find the coefficient of variation of A. Okay. So therefore CV of A, coefficient of variation of A, the formula is sigma A divided by mean A into 100. So sigma A is 40.9293 and the mean A is 53.3 multiplied by 100. So after calculating this, you will get the answer is 76.79%. Okay, so the average is this and coefficient of variation is this. Now same procedure we will do for B. Okay, B. For that we will require these calculations. Okay, so I am rubbing this part. So first of all, we will calculate mean of B, that is xB bar, which is summation of, now we will denote it by 1. Y bar is this summation of y upon n. So summation of y is 453 upon 10. So this is 45.3. Okay. Now after this, we will calculate the standard deviation for the B. So the formula is summation of y square upon n minus summation of y upon n the whole square. So summation of y square is equals to this much, 23373 upon 10 minus the mean is 45.3 whole square. So after calculating this, you will get the answer as 16.8882. So this is sigma B. Okay. Now we will calculate the coefficient of variation, CV of B. It is sigma B divided by mean B multiplied by 100. Okay. So sigma B is 16.8882. Arithmetic mean is 45.3 multiplied by 100. Okay. So here the answer is 37.28%. So now you can see here for the first question. For the first question, the question was which cricketer is a better in average. Okay. So for that, here the where is the mean? Here. This is the mean. Okay. Mean average for A, this is 53, and for the B it is 45. Okay. So you can say the A gives the better average, as for the average you have to see for the bigger one. Mean A is greater than mean B, right? 53.3 is greater than 45.3. Therefore, you have to say A, cricketer A gives the better average. Okay, A gives better average than B. Okay, so for the average you have to see the greater value. Okay, whichever is the greater value, that will be a more better than the another one. And for the coefficient, for the consistency, the second question is which cricketer is a more consistent. You have to look at the coefficient of variation. So the first coefficient of variation is 76 point something and the second one is 37.28. So the coefficient of variation of B is less than this. So here the cricketer B will be a more consistent. So for the consistency you have to go for the lesser value. Okay, remember this thing. So here we will write down, since coefficient of variation of B is less than coefficient of variation of A, that is 37.28% is less than 76.79. So therefore B is more consistent. Okay. So always remember this thing. For the average you have to look for the greater value, and for the consistency you have to look for the lesser value. Whichever is the lesser value in the coefficient variation, that will be the more consistent. So this is the very important example. Okay, can come for 4 to 5 marks. So there are many problems given like this. You just go through the exercise, okay, and try to solve more and more examples. So this is about your last chapter of this course, measures of dispersion. Okay, try to solve the more problems which is given on page number 4.21 and all, and this type of problem is very important. Okay, so try to do this type of problem as well. Okay.